Hey, just a word for the USA. I think right now it is a time where the globalists, the World Economic Forum, are pulling out all stops on the USA. They have to break you before the next US election, presidential election, which I believe is November 2024. So we're seeing train derailments, balloons, you name it, with the World Bank chief resigning, other major political figures resigning, prominent in Biden's administration. And I think a lot of this is pointing to the fact that some of these people are not handling the pressure. Now, don't be fooled. Just because your New Zealand Prime Minister resigned, everybody thinks that the agenda's stopped. No, it hasn't. She was the focus for them, but for the globalists to take the heat for them. But she's just recovering somewhere, and ultimately you'll see her pop up again, and she'll pop up probably part of the World Economic Forum somewhere. People are like, oh, Trudeau's going to resign in Canada. Well, who cares if Trudeau resigns or not? Somebody just as evil or worse is behind him. They've got a plan here. They're working to a plan. The USA, right now, they are kicking in everything they've got to try to break you. Now, we can say, well, we can stop it. Let's protest. Yeah, knock yourself out. Good luck with that one. I think personally it's time to look at our own lives. It's time to look at the community of what's around us. It's time to start to prepare ourselves spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, because we are about to see this world change in major ways. And central bank digital currencies here in Australia, they've made it now that all businesses have to be registered with a digital ID. And if they're not, they get significant fines. One businessman told me they told him it was $15,000 a month for every month that he doesn't register. So they're coercing all of the businesses to go to a digital ID. Then what do? They'll go to the businesses and say, all your employees have to have a digital ID. If they don't have a digital ID, you're not allowed to employ them. And so now people are going to be faced with, I lose my job or I carry this digital ID. I tell you now, they are manipulative, they are sneaky, and they are scum in what they are doing. It will not be stopped. It's on its way. Yeah, we can delay it, we can slow it down, but I believe this is on biblical proportions. It's something that is destined, and it's been destined for a long time. Not to say we shouldn't fight and try to stop it and stand up for our freedom, and partly why I run these groups, right? I haven't laid down and gone, oh, okay, just do it. No, we're standing up and saying no, but also being realistic in that and understanding that most of the society around us is asleep. You hold a protest now, you're lucky to get a handful of people to some of these protests that people are doing. And it's not that people don't care. It's just, it's lost its momentum. Momentum is a really powerful thing. And I think it's for my life, I try to keep momentum at a pace that can be handled. Now, my pace is my pace, but to keep things at a manageable level that is not quite manageable. So and that growth is to keep going. But sometimes when you get those big booms, they disappear. Doesn't mean everybody's disappeared in what they think. But I think the governments around the world have broken the momentum. They broke the Beehive in New Zealand. They broke the Epic here in Australia. They broke the Hagerstown Truckers Convoy, the Canadian Ottawa Truckers Convoy, broken. And there's a good chance we will never see that level of that type of thing again. I think in the US, we're going to see something similar, but it's not the same. But my word today, USA, prepare. USA, they have their sights set on you, and it's all out war. And the hard thing is, you don't know who your enemy is, because a lot of them are on the inside. A lot of your politicians are working both sides of the fence, and it's a horrid time. But it's a time, it doesn't have to be. It's a time we can stand strong and say we can do something about this in ourselves. Stand in your own strength. Stand in the strength of your God. For me, that's my relationship with my Creator, with Jesus Christ in my life. And I think as we stand strong mentally, emotionally, spiritually, then we're going to be able to stand in the middle of a major onslaught. There will be chaos, there will be destruction, there will be a lot of fear, but they use fear. Fear is a globalist's currency. Don't take the fear. Don't feed on things that are going to feed on you. In other words, you can get so caught up in causes, running around screaming for a cause, when really that cause is feeding on you. It's keeping you distracted from what really should be in your life, what really you should be preparing for with your life. And it's a time now, as they are preparing and they are kicking it in, we should be doing the same. So God bless you. America, we're praying for you. I'm looking forward to getting back over there at some point and being right in ground zero when this thing hits. But yeah, stay strong.